Hi, I'm Valerie Milano, the senior editor of the Hollywood Times. I'm here in Gulf Shores, Alabama right now, covering the Hangout Festival, but I'd love for my guests today to introduce themselves. Thank you so much.
Alrighty, I'll go first. I'm Diamond White. I am an actress and a singer and a creator, all around creative. And I am doing this podcast with my best friend Carly. Carly Rose, Son and Claire. Take it over, girl.
Hey! Well, Dee already did part of my introduction, but yes, I am Carly Rose. I am a singer-songwriter, artist, creative human being, and yeah, best friends right here. Just talking about life and our journeys and where they collide and how we met and just the crazy world that we both decided to be in that is entertainment.
Yeah.
That's
Good. Thank you for the Hollywood Times Explore Your Entertainment and ours too. So, how many episodes are slated for the inaugural season of this podcast?
That's a good question. Right now we have uh
4 or 5.
five five or six, maybe. Not four, more than that.
Less
That we've currently that we already have recorded. Um and the cadence is bi-weekly. We met with this week we took off just to try to like um space out what we have so far in terms of like we need to make sure that we have enough content lined up to like keep it going. So, we're just starting out with all this and like it's still new to us. We're still exploring it and figuring out how we, best do it and getting our guests and, getting with everyone's schedules and it's definitely an interesting.
But I must congratulate us on the fact that this was just a little bitty baby idea. We were on the phone one day, right? And we were like, "Hey, we should
Yeah.
just do a
It was
podcast."
something like that. It was something like that. Because I think like every time that we would hang out, like
Our
it, it would
conversations.
just naturally get to this place where we'd like start reminiscing. And then I feel like we just kept saying to ourselves, like, I feel like there's something interesting here that like people would want to listen to. Like, and and then we were just like, yeah, like this makes so much sense because like we just had fun and it was also like somewhat therapeutic for us to like
Yeah,
talk
to
through
live
these
through the
things.
trauma of all of the things that we've gone through during
Yeah.
the actor experience. And it wasn't all just trauma. It was fun. There was a lot of like, you know, it was us being teenagers, like fresh teenagers.
Fresh out the not
Fresh off
fresh out
the
the
boat.
preteen.
Like, yeah, like we fresh off it. And then for us to like grow up together and still be friends 10 years later, probably 11 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for us to like revisit, all the things that happened and really like live that out and see each other's perspectives, because we have two very different perspectives of what happened. It's really cool. So congratulations to us for like actually making a little baby idea a really like a thing that actually we
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
like the way you girls bounce off the ideas, and I see that your fans, your watchers, are really interested in your subject matters. And so, in my idea, I think my question personally is my partner just said, Valerie, you're getting online like that with these girls that know fashion. You look like a mama. Do I look like a mama?
You don't. I see your cheetah print, your zebra print, girl.
Oh my God, you're so funny. You look
Girl looks
great.
like
I
a
have to go to
mother.
a freaking festival right now or on Friday, of all these girls that are so hot and hip like you. And they're watching all these hip and hot bands, Pearl Jam and all that. And it's like, I can't go in there looking like a mama.
No,
Yes.
you better
But
go in there looking like you.
and there's nothing wrong with looking like a mama. I'm a fur
No.
baby mother. Also, if you are a mom, happy Mother's Day. That just
Oh,
You,
sweetheart.
let's
Thank you.
go.
Yes, I am.
you look
Aw.
beautiful. You look
Yeah,
Thank you.
great.
you
That's so sweet.
do.
So let's get back down to probably questions you can't answer. But if you can't, I will be talking to your producer. Are there any talks of doing any live shows of the podcast? Because I know your fans, because I've been doing your research, my
Mhm.
research, and I know that they want to see some live shows.
Eventually, I'd love to do it eventually.
I'd love to do it as well.
I feel like we need to give them a bit more
More.
first, like just to feel like they understand us and like are a part of this journey and like what we're creating here a bit more before we can expect, enough people to want to come out and take time out of their day and travel and all that stuff to like come and watch us in person. But no, I do think like it's something that like I've seen other podcasts that I like do, and like
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool way to, because it's like the thing is with like podcasts, it's like, we all obviously have our podcasts, I feel like, that we love and that we just like religiously listen to, and it just like, becomes a part of your day. It becomes a part of like your routine and like your life. So it is a cool thing to think about, like actually going and like experiencing it in
Yeah.
person, like seeing what these people that you are hearing in your ear all the time like are like in person. And yeah, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, me too. I second that.
So the celebrities, what celebrities can your viewers expect to see on the show? I mean, we can talk about that first, and then I'd like to hear what your perfect celebrity that you both would like to see. Just one.
Mhm.
I have the answer to the last question
Yeah.
because I would love to get at least one of the judges,
Mm.
preferably Simon,
Well,
because he's a tough nut to crack. Like, I just want to like enter his brain and be like, what were you thinking when you brought me back during
mhm.
live shows? Like, was that planned? Was that not planned? Because I think still to this day that that was not planned. Because he did an interview earlier that year and he was like, yeah, there will be no wild card this year. But then they brought me back as the wild card. So I really need that question answered, and that's who I would have. Yeah, that's who I would
That's a great question.
Good one.
Yeah, that would be epic. I'd love to talk to him just like in a more casual way, because that's one thing that we did mention on the podcast, and then I'll give you my answer. But on the podcast, we mentioned how like he has kind of created this persona on all of his shows that he's this like mean,
Yeah.
hard ass guy, and like he's such a nice guy. Like when you act like in person, when you're actually with him, he's very nice. He's very like soft spoken and kind, like from what I experienced with him. So I think it would be cool to see that, for people to see that. But yeah, I think mine would be, I haven't thought about it too much because I've been more in like practical world right now of like who can we actually like DM and Instagram and like get on. But I think Kelly Clarkson for me would be like super cool because she's just like the pinnacle of like being on a singing show and like taking off as a female artist, and like, or at least like she's in my mind, she's the first one to do it, really. Like she is the OG in that. So, and I was just like back in the day when I was watching American Idol in my parents' bedroom, like singing along to Kelly Clarkson, I think it would be a real full circle moment.
But for the first question, who
Oh
are we
yeah,
gonna
the first
have on the
question.
show? I'm gonna be very, what's the word? Is candid the right word? I don't know. I don't really care. It's literally like when you're starting a new idea and no one believes in what you're doing, it's kind of like everyone's like, "Oh, you're so cute. You're making a podcast." That's like, "Oh, so cute." That they don't want to like hop in on whatever it is, you know? So it's like we've reached out to a couple people and they've just been like, "Yeah, sure," in your face. But then like when they're reading the DM, they're like, what is this?" Like, I don't know. So it's like, but that's LA. That's literally Los Angeles. I'm not gonna name names, but we have reached out to a bunch of people and they're kind of just like ducking at the moment, which is like fine. We're gonna do great regardless. But you had the chance when you had the chance, so don't call us yeah, that's that's
Yeah, no, that's true. And Diamond is being very honest, obviously, about what we're experiencing. Like we have B Miller, who's gonna be coming on, it might be the next episode, which like I think that'll be a great episode. And then, just like because something I think that is important to note, and in terms of like where we're taking the show is like obviously singing show contestants are like kind of the first tier of like people that we're trying to speak to and have on, but like as a whole, what we want this show to eventually be is not just a singing show podcast. Like there's the phrase X Factors, like when we came up with it, it was kind of like it represented a lot more to us because it's like EX anything. It's like and I think that like bringing on creatives or entrepreneurs or from any different sector, like people who the whole I'm thinking of a word right now. It'll come to me later. I'm not
Like
gonna...
reality TV.
Well, I was just gonna say like, oh, the whole ethos of the show. That was the word I was thinking of. It is like
word.
what we. Thank you. I went to college. No, but is to talk about and bring like light to and give people a voice who like were known for doing something else, who used to do something else, made a name for themselves doing something else, whether that be singing, whether that be they were in a boy band and now they're going solo, whether that be, you know, whatever it is, they were on a TV show, not singing show, like a Disney show or whatever it is, and who have now pivoted and are like taking their career in a new direction. Like that's what we want to give voice to, because that's ultimately all that this is, you know. So it's a bit of a
That's
tangent.
a final question, as I said. How can the viewers and our readers find you girls? I know how to find you, but we want to make sure they know how to find you. Instagram, social media, your podcast. Give us your code words or letters.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I'm just official Diamond White on all platforms. And then for the X Factors, it's the X Factor Pod, right, Carly?
It's
X
at
Factor Pod?
X Factors Pod. Wait,
I love that y'all have to look it up because I have to remember mine too. I know.
Like
remember my
we're new
name.
to this. We're new to this.
It's at EX Factors Pod, and that's how it is on Instagram and TikTok and all. I'm on
Social
TikTok right
media.
now checking it, but yes, that's how.
And then how do they find you, Mrs. Carly Rose?
Oh yes, Carly Rose Music on Instagram and Carly Rose on TikTok. And then also make sure to check out the show's YouTube page.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be promoting you. We're the Hollywood Times official on YouTube. HollywoodTimes.net is our website. And thank you, girls, again for being with us today. And you'll be reading our article and promoting you and keep having fun out there.
Oh, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Hopefully we'll meet you in person one day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.